the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Looking at the Hawks, thus far about the same number of wins as last season. Nonetheless, every game provides a chance for them to get better. And Jabari Parker is a guy we'll have our eye on tonight. Had to sit out most of last season after he tore the ACL. Shaq, you still have to like the kid's future.
You know what I like him, Ernie? He showed us that he can score consistently on the NBA level. He had an early setback, but he's motivated as any young player. I know you see his commercials. He's coming back with a vengeance.
He's coming back with a vengeance, and he's a very efficient scorer at his position, and for his age, he's got a great deal of skill. And I think he's the forgotten man in Milwaukee because they made the playoffs, but this guy was their best player before that happened.
The game is coming up shortly. It's time to get down to Kevin Harlan. Kevin.
And now, your Minnesota Timberwolves starting five. At the point, at 6'6", number 4, Michael Carter-Williams. At the small forward position, standing 6'8", number 5, DeMarre Carroll. The other guard, standing 6'8", number 20, Gordon Hayward. The big man, 7 feet, number 21, Hassan Whiteside. Starting at the other forward position, standing 6'11", number 15, DeMarcus Cousins. The head coach of your home team. Ladies and gentlemen, Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. So glad you can join us from the beautiful Target Center, the home of the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. And, of course, John Henson. Even without him over the short term, they've really come together and are playing some pretty good basketball.
Well, Kevin, no question it's a risky deal to make because you can sometimes sour your fans when you do that. I mean, trading one of the most popular players on the team is always high risk, no matter what you get in return.
Yeah, but it's a trade that I'm sure a lot of fans will second guess. Clearly a bold move, but as a GM, these are the things that are supposed to happen. You're going to bring scrutiny, and you just have to wait and see how this plays out. You have to focus on the big picture and what's going to be best for your organization moving forward.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Kyrie Irving is out there with C.J. Miles. Then there's Tobias Harris. Then it's Jared Sullinger. And it's Olynyk in at the center position.
And for Kyrie Irving, it had been a long time coming. Last season, he finally played in his first postseason with the Cavs, and up until the unfortunate injury, he certainly made the most of it.
Timberwolves on defense. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And think again about the playoffs last year, Clark. They weren't all sunshine and roses for Irving. He had to play through a tough leg injury in the conference semifinals, and, of course, the injury in the finals, the fractured kneecap, and he was gone.
Yeah, that was really painful to watch, seeing him go out for the rest of the playoffs with that fractured kneecap, a freak injury, but he'll grow from it and be better.
Shot's good. Terrell's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Irving against Carter Williams. No good. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Victory eluded them last time in Atlanta when they faced the Hawks.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
Yeah, you know, that differential jumps off the page to me, and whether it's more disciplined defense or more aggressive offense, they've got to look to flip that script tonight.
Now, here is Irving. After Gordon Hayward's miss, Kyrie Irving may be the best ball handler in the league. There are a lot of guys with a good handle. He is definitely in the top 5. If not, he's got to be in the conversation.
And arguably the most talented player at his position. I mean, he can get wherever he wants to on the court. He's athletic, an unbelievable finisher as well. I think that's something that oftentimes gets underrated. Maybe the best finisher in the game.
Agreed.
And, you know, Kyrie Irving, really ambidextrous as a ball handler because you can't play him to one side, and he's ambidextrous as a finisher, too. He's so creative and crafty. Terrific at the rim with both hands.
Sullinger brings the double team. So it's Atlanta now. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far.
And one thing about Irving's ball handling, he does a great job of protecting the ball. A very low rate of turnovers for a player as aggressive as he is on the bounce.
Here is Hayward after the basket by Atlanta. Stolen by Miles. Outside Irving. Good, and Harris gets the assist. And that's now 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
Now here's Carroll, coming off a stellar performance against Philadelphia. Well, I'm sure you guys have heard this, that the nickname that has been given to DeMarre Carroll, the Junkyard Dog, I think it's apropos. Kid drafted out of Missouri back in the 2009 draft.
Yeah, and he actually had to show perseverance to hang around as he bounced around a bit. But I think he's found a home now.
And Carroll, an energy player who's developed a reliable three-point stroke. I mean, he can also hurt you in transition. He's got terrific size and athleticism, and he also really knows how to play without the basketball.
Now here is Harris. A 17-point game for him in the win against Boston. 4 on the shot clock. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Sullinger, no good.
And Carroll, by advanced stats, one of the most productive small forwards in our league. I mean, one thing I like, even as he's developed into a three-point threat, he still has an instinct for cutting to the rim off the ball when his defender turns his head. I mean, one of the things I think that allows his team to be so good is his understanding of how to play the game.
Here's Irving after Gordon Hayward's bucket. And again, it's Kyrie Irving. Irving's got 8 points. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit. I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, is he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Parker's checked in. Timberwolves trail by 4. Carter Williams, the pass to Hayward. And a miss there on the triple. The Hawks have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Offensive rebound. Miles, that's good. Miles has got his second bucket tonight.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Atlanta leading by 6. Outside Irving. Irving double team. Harris against Carter Williams. Harris kicks to Olynyk. Hayward grabs the board.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
He dishes it to Carroll. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Carroll's got 8.
Boy, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
Pass to Miles. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. 6 points for him.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Snatched up. Here's Parker. That's in, and he's found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
And Atlanta calls their first timeout of the game. It was pretty obvious, I thought, Greg, that Budenholzer was the deserved coach of the year. I mean, Steve Kerr, there are a lot of good names you could put in there. But what he's done, taking the Hawks to the top of the East, a few saw that coming.
I agree with you. I mean, he has transformed this Hawks team over the past couple of years, has a wonderful team game. Obviously a lot of influence coming from Pop when he was with San Antonio, but he is really, I think, redefining how the game of basketball is being played at the pro level.
And the basket by Thornton.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now, here is Lawson. Ellis outside from 17 feet out, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
Here's Dunleavy. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Here's Harris. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
You're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
The Hawks leading by 6. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Earlier, I was able to catch up with Mike Budenholzer. He said that they'd be focusing a lot of their defensive energies on containing Ty Lawson, especially in transition. He added, Lawson is one of the fastest players in the league. So if you let him get out and run, you are putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. We've got to keep him in the half court and limit his penetration. Guys?
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And now it's a double-digit lead. And now it's a 10-point Hawks lead.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
They set the pick. Parker dishes to Hayward. Lawson outside. Steps back and shoots. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The feed to Thornton. Kicks it to Slow. Takes the 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
and the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard.
All right, target center. Coming out of the court now are your Timberwolves dancers. Come on, give it up.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Hawks.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got Damari Carroll out there. Ellis is out there with Lawson. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Cousins in at power forward.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
They get a hand on it. He had stolen by Sullinger. Ellis against Heinrich. Here's Miles. Rebound, Minnesota.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
And for C.J. Miles, he sure can string together a long line of threes under the league with a nice jump shot that has now become deadly.
Yeah, he doesn't get to the free throw line much, and he's not really much of a playmaker, but he's 3D in color. HD 3D.
Olynyk sets a screen for Heinrich, and it's going to be a 3-second call. Well, let's have a look at some league leaders from the last 10 games. Here are the highest scoring point guards in the NBA during that time. Kyrie Irving is second.
Well, this is a collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in our league. I mean, to see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position, it is crazy.
Yeah, and that's the age we're living in right now. I mean, it's not uncommon to see a point guard lead his team in scoring, which used to be almost unheard of. And these guys here are all capable of carrying the scoring load for their team on any given night.
Sullinger right side. Lock at 6. Yes! And it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists tonight.
And talking about C.J. Miles, he was filthy last year. Indiana needed his spark offensively, especially without Paul George in the lineup. Miles responded by putting up career highs in points and minutes played. Just an unbelievable impact on the season.
And for most every team out there, guys, they're looking for a guy like C.J. Miles. Decent size, natural movement skills, and can absolutely shoot the lights out. Call him buckets, because that's a lethal formula.
They retain possession.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The Hawks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And the thing with Kelly Olynyk, he does some stuff that really helps you, and some also that will hurt. I mean, he's highly skilled. He's got the deep range, textbook positioning in terms of the post. A lot of tricky moves down there. Yet he has a hard time being effective against great athletes, which the NBA is filled with. So he's going to have to evolve as a basketball player if he wants to be effective.
Timberwolves trail by 11. Carter Williams, the pass to Cousins. Such a wide open look. Cousins has got 6 here in this quarter.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Well, and back to Kelly Olynyk. As a coach, you have to identify the matchups where he can be effective, because Clark is against explosive long-limb guys. They'll take advantage of him.
Yeah, they will, but in the right matchup, he's effective. He can help. He makes 35% of his threes, has done that for the last 2 years, and I think he gives you some toughness and rebounding as well. I like him as a second-unit player.
Ball's knocked loose. Heinrich with it, picked up by Ellis. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
That's 2 unproductive trips in a row, ending in turnover.
And one thing you can't do is string together those kinds of possessions. It can snowball in a hurry.
Whiteside inside. Sullinger defending. There's the bucket. Good. Whiteside's got his 2nd basket of the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Heinrich from outside. The shot by Sullinger, wide open. Atlanta again missing. Timberwolves trail by 7. Dishes it to Cousins. Kicks it out to Ellis. Lets it go with a 3. And it's Miles with the rebound.
I tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
Irving with it. Now defended by Carter Williams. Here's Sullinger. His shot is good. Scores his 3rd basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the 2nd quarter. Carter Williams kicks to Whiteside. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. And he's got his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for a limit.
At the line for 2.
And both free throws good from Whiteside.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Pass to O'Quinn from 13. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Finished off the break. The Hawks offense was a thing of beauty at times to watch last year. They really came together. They epitomized that turn team so well.
You hit it right on the head. I mean, they knew how to find the open man. The ball always ended up in the right spot. And so many of their shots came from assists, 2nd in the league in that category.
The Hawks leading by 7. Irving with the ball. They picked up 24 points in their last one against Boston.
And equally as impressive, the playmaking. Just sensational. The way he was seeing the court and making the game easy for his teammates.
The Hawks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
You know, they basically limped their way to a league-worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession.
And a moment here to check out the stats for Hayward. How last month turned out for him. 14th in scoring, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And yeah, you know, one of the most dangerous scorers in the league. He's already come up big in some key games this year.
And the Hawks making a change here. Sloan's checked in.
You know, not everything was bad for the Wolves at home. I mean, they did have several highlight reel plays and also found their way to the foul line a lot. Biggest free throw differential at home in the league last season.
Dunleavy kicks to Thornton. Here's Sloan. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 5. Lawson outside. Now here's Carroll. Defended by Dunleavy. Stolen by O'Quinn. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. And Thornton gets it to go on the assist by Dunleavy. Thornton's got 5 points so far.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now. And really the problem for the Wolves at home is the same problem they had all season. I mean, their defense was atrocious. Worst field goal percentage against at home in the entire league last season.
Sloan shot is off.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And Hayward with the stuff.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all. A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And, guys, the wheels really fell off of Marcus Thornton's game last year. This was a deadly shooter who averaged over 21 points a game only a few seasons ago. But last season, under double figures at 9 per contest.
Timberwolves trail by 6. And on the topic of Thornton, Greg, last season he wasn't all bad. He did hit career high 42% of his threes. Clark, the problem is he didn't provide anything else.
Yeah, he's an Allen wrench. He's a specialist. I mean, he's never been a great playmaker, rebounder, or defender. His money is made with his jump shot. Well, one thing about Ty Lawson is he's very good at attacking the defense. Gets inside without a problem and knows how to set up teammates.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team. He told Harris that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. And for Lawson, he is great when he attacks. He does obviously create well for his team on drives. Interesting player, certainly, but playing with a team that's growing and pretty young around him.
A good point. And, you know, last season, Lawson averaged about 13 points for his team off of his own drives. I mean, that means 13 points a night would be a direct result of him attacking the rim. That's second in the league in a stat that only trailed James Harden.
I think that would surprise some people.
Yes.
He feeds it to Diaw. The jump hook bounces high off the rim and drops. Diaw's got 4 points in the quarter. Here's Thornton. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. For Atlanta, they have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
And Thornton drops 2. And so we wrap up the first half. Hawks lead by 6. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Ty, looking back at the flow of the game during this first half, what adjustments do you think are necessary?
We got to slow down the second chance points and a fast break. You know, I think we're stopping on the first shot, but then we let them get the rebound and play right back in. So I know Coach will say something about that in the locker room.
You've got to finish those defensive possessions, Ty. Thanks for the time. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Tobias Harris was red hot to start the first. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
They're giving up way too many good looks. You want to keep your opponent under 50% shooting? They have not done that. What's the solution? Maybe more ball pressure, more physicality down low. Whatever it is, Ernie, they need to figure it out.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. You have to like what you're seeing from DeMar Carroll.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer, starting the second half. Tobias Harris is out there with Jared Sullinger. Then there's C.J. Miles. Then there's Irving. And it's Olynyk in at the 5 spot. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Timberwolves trail by 3. The dish to Hayward. Lots of room. Rebound Atlanta. Harris has got 5 rebounds tonight. There's the pass to Irving. In the corner, Miles with it. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 4th assist in this one. Minnesota really had a rough year last season. A lot of people know that, obviously. A lot to do with their defense. Greg struggled in almost every defensive metric.
Yeah, and, you know, they struggled at times guarding the basketball, but ultimately I think the biggest issue for them was their inability to protect the rim. That's an area and a point of emphasis that has to improve for this young team.
And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Let's bring out the 2K leaderboard to see the best up-tempo teams in the league. The Timberwolves, number 1.
You really got to admire their conditioning. I mean, it takes a major commitment to play that fast-breaking style, and they are all in.
Cousins inside. Sullinger's there, and that one's good. And that's 11 points here for Cousins.
You know, with the Timberwolves and their defense, it was the league's worst in opponent field goal percentage. Also dead last in field goal percentage, which takes threes into account for the value they add. So near the bottom of the league in block shots as well. Hard to win when you're struggling in those areas.
And the rejection by Cousins.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Hayward outside. Misses off the right iron.
And really, overall, the defense was just very poor. The defensive field goal percentage at the rim, worst in the league last season. And you don't have to block them all, but you need to do a better job of challenging shots, something the Wolves are going to have to work on.
To the inside, Cousins, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
And he gets the bucket.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Pass to Whiteside. In the corner, it's Hayward. And it's Hayward again missing.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Outside Irving. He kicks it to Sullinger. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 10 points for Jared Sullinger.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Feeds it to Olynyk. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Minnesota calls timeout.
You know, there was plenty to be happy about last year in Atlanta with the way the Hawks played. One sour note, though, was that the team was viewed as a potential buy for Seattle groups.
Well, last season, the Hawks not only had a great year on the floor, as they were the top seed in the Eastern Conference, but they had a pretty good day at the bank, too. They sold for a nice price, Looks like the team is going to stay in Atlanta where it belongs.
Yeah, and that's great news for Atlanta, and they were rewarded with a terrific season. A group, including Grant Hill, purchased the Hawks, and obviously will keep that group in Atlanta for many years to come.
Emeka Okafor, he's checked in for Minnesota. Ellis comes in for Damari Carroll, and then for Atlanta, Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Olynyk, and it's Heinrich in for C.J. Miles. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Timberwolves trail by 5. Ellis right side, goes up on the wing. The shot is off. So Atlanta will take it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And they were really locked in from beyond the arc in that game. I mean, the results wouldn't have looked anything like it did had it not been for their ability from beyond.
Exactly. They were spraying home threes at a huge rate.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Now Irving. 9 points in the game so far. Four on the clock. From 17 feet out. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Timberwolves trail by 6. Now here's Carter Williams. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And yes, sir, that one drops. Atlanta's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Atlanta calls timeout. Monte Ellis has always had a knack for the big shot. When things are on the line, he is a guy that is not afraid to step up.
And Kevin, last season, he had a number of big second halves and fourth quarters for the Mavs. Really took over that primary scoring role from Dirk Nowitzki. Stole a lot of games for them last season.
Yeah, Monte did have a lot of big second halves for the Mavs last season. Seems like at least half a dozen games for them, he would just take over. Started to get looked at as the top go-to guy late.
For the Hawks, Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Thornton in for Kyrie Irving. Heinrich with it, now defended by Carter Williams. There's a screen. Heinrich against Carter Williams. 5 on the clock. In the corner, Thornton with it. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
And for Monte, it makes sense to go to him late in games. He's so fast that he can create a shot anytime he wants. And very rarely does he not give you a chance to win with just one shot remaining.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Hawks?
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get. What a smart pass by Carter Williams right there.
The Hawks leading by 3. Heinrich kicks to Sullinger. 1:29 left in the third. Here's O'Quinn. Excellent D there from Okafor.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup. Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, I mean, deterred them from those plans.
Sullinger Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Carter Williams. Can't get it to go. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. And now, running up the court, Hayward's pushing it up. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Monte Ellis.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Heinrich kicks to Sullinger. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Dunleavy dishes to Thornton. Sullinger outside to the left side wing. Carter Williams against Heinrich. And that one comes up a bit short. Up top, Carter Williams. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Hawks ahead, leading by just 1. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Here's Irving. We've got Boris Diaw. Austin out there with Ellis. Then it's Jabari Parker. And it's Whiteside in at the 5, down low. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Timberwolves trail by 3. The drive by Ellis. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Harris kicks to Miles. Harris a screen on Parker. They set the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Irving from deep. Misses the target. That drops him to 40% now. 4 of 10. Minnesota's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Outside Lawson. He dishes it to Diaw. They now take the lead.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Irving attacking. Makes it off the glass. And the Hawks lead by 1.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off? And still get the finish.
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it. Made it look easy that time.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you're better off sending him to the free throw lines than to have him get that good a look.
Olynyk can't hit.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Ellis kicks to Parker. Whiteside sets the pick for Parker. Down low and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Brewers checked in. They set the pick. Here's Irving. And the layup falls. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
How about these big shots for him in the fourth? He has been locked and loaded offensively.
Lawson's against Irving. And Lawson, here we go. Diaw with a wide open look. That is in there. Lawson with the assist.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
He was all alone on that one. Irving's got it all tied up now for the Hawks.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Whiteside, a screen on Irving. And here is Brewer. Over in the corner, Diaw. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And you really got to admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
Diaw lost his athleticism and is a slower player than before. You could argue he's more productive now, though, Clark, than ever.
Well, his game was always on the ground in my mind. He's highly skilled. He's much more cerebral on the floor than given credit. I mean, I think he is really a difficult matchup because he's crafty, he's tough, and he's experienced and skilled.
Get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
Here's Olynyk. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And it's 6 points for Kelly Olynyk.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
On the wing, Brewer. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
And Corey Brewer, guys, out of Florida, remember won those 2 national championships, teaming up with Joakim Noah and Al Horford. Terrific quickness, and that rangy frame makes him a disruptive defender. Great versatility as well on that end of the floor.
And that one's good. Parker. Here's Irving. Sullinger is screen on Lawson. Irving double team. Here's the 3. Sullinger, no good. Minnesota leading by 5. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Went for the 2-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And a wide open look for Irving. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, and for them to reduce the lead, they should keep the pace brisk. I mean, that's how they've generated the highest quality shots.
Right side, no good.
It's hard not to go for it when you see the chance for that alley-oop.
Clearly, temptation got the best of him right there, Greg.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
And that's just a risky play. To make a heave like that, not worth it.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Diallo. Damari Carroll comes in for Jabari Parker. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Corey Brewer. And it's Carter Williams in for Ty Lawson. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Atlanta. Hayward goes in. Here's Whiteside. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Take a look at what Hassan Whiteside's done. 12 points and 2 rejections. He's piling up the rejections, going on with the tremendous work he's done on the glass.
It's been about the paint and the way he's been able to control it all game long.
The Hawks have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the 4th, 8 of 12. Here's Irving. And Harris wide open. He shoots that one wide left. Timberwolves have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the 4th quarter. Cousins with it, picked up by Harris. Cousins inside. Harris is there. Just 5 to shoot. Whiteside kicks to Carter Williams. No good. Great D that time from Irving. The Hawks trailing. Takes the 13-footer. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Irving's got 13 points now in the quarter. 1:43 left in the 4th. Carter Williams, the pass to Whiteside. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Atlanta's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. There's the feed to Irving. Back to Thornton. Just 5 on the clock. That 3 off the mark.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Cousins. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off. And Clark, we've seen some great competition in this one.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, looking at the lead changes really kind of tells the story of this game.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Atlanta calls timeout. They trail by 1. 1:06 left in the 4th quarter. .06 left in the game. On the wing, Harris. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
Huge turnover there, and at a bad time, too. You have to value every possession.
The Timberwolves have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the 4th quarter. They're 7 of 12. Screen by Cousins. Kicks to Carroll. Olynyk with the steal. On the wing, Irving. A 3-pointer off the mark. Thornton against Carroll. Right side a screen. Now here's Cousins. Defense right on him.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the 4th. That's what you take.
And really no need to rush. Still plenty of time to get a good look.
Well, if they've got a play that they use to get a quality shot, this is the time to run.
Irving against Carter Williams. Dishes it to Olynyk. Pulls from the top of the key. It's good! Minnesota calls timeout. They trail by 1. Just 4 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
It's game time now, Kevin. Down 1. They've got enough time to make a couple of passes here to find the open man, but they've got to bury the shot to win the game.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Well, how's that for an ending, huh? Holy shit. Buzzer beater trophy! That's the first time I ever got a buzzer beater in one of these games to actually win the game. Seriously, like, I've been playing since 2K11. So that's at least 5 games. I guess it's 6 games, really. Whew! That was exciting. Sorry if I just blew your ears out. I saw that I got into the red there with my little volume bar.
Welcome
I apologize,
back,
but if you're watching this long, God bless you.
Our Jordan DeMarcus Cousins.
I'm not very good at these games, but they're nice and relaxing. I listen to some music, listen to some podcasts while playing. It's all good. Whew. We're just going to try and trade for Jaron Sullinger quick, because that guy kills me every single time I play him. Like, I'm just so sick of having to defend him. So, we're going to do that. We're going to check our box quick. 19 points, 14 points. Hassan Whiteside got a twisted ankle. Look at us with our free throws, though. We didn't miss one. How about that? Monte Ellis had a good game. Mark Carroll, he's been turning it on. Gordon Hayward, not so great lately. Boris Diaw, he'll be around until he retires. I'll always re-sign that guy. Corey Brewer got some extra minutes, and so did Emeka Okafor. Look at that, 5 boards. He missed that wide open dunk, though. Tyler Lawson's been shit. Alright, let's check Jared Sullinger here. 5 of 11, 12.7 boards. Let's just see if I can get him for, like, not a lot of money. Because if I can get him and not have to worry about him ever again, I'd be very happy. Oh, Hassan Whiteside has an injured, twisted right ankle day to day. You can ask him to play through the injury, but we run the risk of him aggravating it. I'll adjust the rotations. Thank you, sir. We're going to take you out of the starting lineup. We're going to put Jabari in the starting lineup. We're going to take your minutes down to 15. We give some him, give some to him. And, oh, is he tired? What's that little symbol there? Current injuries. It's sluggish, he is. Season fatigue, sluggish. Rested. Rested. Sluggish. Rested. Rested. Sluggish. Rested. Rested. What? Weird. Alright, let's take a few minutes away from you, too, I guess. Give them to Monte. Give some to Boris. And we'll run like this for a while. Just, you know, just a game, probably. Okay, we're gonna sim through the dates. We're gonna sim through the dates. Oh, wait. Okay, we're gonna sim through the date. Saving, saving, saving. Come on. Okay, here we go. Front office trade finder. Atlanta Hawks. Jared Sullinger. To get Jared Sullinger, Boris Diaw. Just said I'm not going to get rid of him. Not going to get rid of him. I'm not going to get rid of Damari. This would be an okay deal. I'd be alright doing this. But then I wouldn't have a backup point guard. Yep. Alright. I'd be alright with that too, kind of. Get rid of DeMarre Carroll's big contract, but DeMarre Carroll's doing fine. Alright, see you next time.